Great. You ready? Let's hear it.
Okay, my name is Christopher Nolan. You may know my films Following, Memento, Insomnia.
Never heard of Following. Memento I saw, but didn't get it. But then again, who the hell did, right? And Insomnia, that was that one with Al Pacino, right?
Yeah, correct, yeah.
It was average.
I saw Following. It was different.
Yeah, this schmuck sees a lot of independent films.
Yeah, clearly. Anyways, so I am here because I have a new idea for a Batman movie.
A Batman movie? You're kidding me, right?
No, I'm actually quite serious.
Yeah, here's the thing. After the whole Batman and Robin fiasco, we here at Warner Brothers decided to lay the whole Batman franchise to rest. In case you haven't figured it out yet, no one in the right mind wants another campy piece of shit with a mumbling thug.
No, but you see, that's why I'm here. Because I went out, bought a bunch of early Batman comics, and I discovered this origin story that's just waiting to be told on film. And it involves this organization called the League of Shadows and this guy named Ra's al Ghul.
Maybe you didn't hear him right. We're not interested. Batman was created in 1939. After years of success, it only took 2 films by that Schumacher guy to bring him down.
In a matter of 58 years, Batman went from gargoyles to gutters. And gutters isn't somewhere you want to be financially with any franchise.
Alright, look, it's been 6 years, guys. And I don't know about you, but I'm ready to bring him back from the dead. I want to breathe new life into this character. Batman is a hero, and people need heroes.
How inspirational. I'm tearing up over here. Why don't somebody give me a tissue before I flood the place?
But guys, people love Batman. You can't just stop making Batman movies.
Nolan, nobody ever said anything about not making them anymore. We're just not ready yet.
Alright, well, can I at least show you what I want the Batmobile to look like? I have a toy model and everything.
Sure, why not?
Great.
Wow. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Open the lid in the front. That's my idea for the Batsuit. It's nipple-free, as you can see. And I have no intention of making Robin a part of the story. I just want to focus on Batman. Or, as I like to call him, the Dark Knight.
What kind of budget you have in mind?
Batman Begins is co-written and directed by Christopher Nolan, and it stars Christian Bale, Katie Holmes, Michael Caine, Gary Oldman, Morgan Freeman, Tom Wilkinson, Cillian Murphy, and Liam Neeson. I'm doing reviews for Batman Begins and The Dark Knight primarily because I've wanted to for a while now, but most importantly because I think it'll help you understand the mental state I'll be in when going into The Dark Knight Rises. When it comes to the plot of this film, there's a long version and a short version. I'll give you the short version. This film tells the origin story of Batman. I've heard the argument that this was not necessary because all 4 films prior to Begins at some point had mentioned Bruce's past, so why spend 2 hours just spelling the whole thing out? Gee, I don't know, maybe character development? If you were one of those folks who thought that, I couldn't disagree with you more. Batman is a badass no matter what, yes. However, when you take us, the audience, on an emotional journey with the character, you just feel closer to that character. It makes you understand them more. I unfortunately do not remember the first time that I saw this film. However, I do remember the first time I saw the teaser poster for this film. I was in a theater, I can't remember what film I was seeing, but anyways, I was walking in the theater, and I saw the poster just right there in front of me. And to a kid like me, I mean literally, you could have had any picture on the poster, but the fact that it said Batman on there just made me ecstatic. Then I became saddened because, well, it was coming out in June. Yeah, I don't really like waiting. But now I can watch it whenever I want to. My precious. Batman Begins was the start of a turning point for me as a moviegoer. Prior to its release, the only household director that I knew of was Steven Spielberg. And for those of you who do not know, the term household name is really just a term that pertains to someone in the movie business that is well known enough that, you know, you can talk to a film fan or just a casual moviegoer and they will know who you're talking about. So basically, if I say the word actor, you know, and say the name George Clooney comes to your mind. That's pretty much a household name. He's been in enough films that most likely people have heard of him. But after Begins, whenever I heard or even thought of the word director, Christopher Nolan's name would come up directly after Steven Spielberg's. So clearly this guy was something special. All Nolan really had to do was make a better film than Batman and Robin. And I think we can all agree that despite Nolan doing a fantastic job, even Michael Bay would have been an upgrade from Joel Schumacher. At least I think he would have been. The pros of this film for me are this: outstanding cast with not a single bad performance. Yes, I even liked Katie Holmes, and you know what, not the best choice, but they could have done much worse. The photography by Wally Pfister, who had done all of Nolan's films prior to Begins, besides Following, was breathtaking, especially in the Batcave. When it comes to the action scenes, Nolan never once resorts to shaky cam. One of the best car chases ever caught on film. Christian Bale just kills it as Batman, and in my opinion, he is the best Batman by far. Gotta love that voice. I'm Batman. And finally, a wonderful ending that just perfectly sets up for the sequel. And now for the cons. And yes, as ludicrous as that may sound, I do have problems with this film. But only two. Despite Nolan not using shaky cam, he does have the camera zoomed in during the fist fight scenes. They're comprehensible for the most part, but yeah, you don't really want to blink during those scenes. Secondly, and my biggest problem, in my opinion, the Scarecrow was heavily underutilized. Throughout this entire film, Batman and the Scarecrow only have 2 encounters, and both are extremely brief. If you go back to the animated series, because I've not read a lot of Batman comics, you will see that Batman has plenty of encounters with the Scarecrow that are really just psychologically draining on him, and Batman's sanity is tested during those moments. Here we don't really get that, just 2 encounters. But minus those 2 things, Batman Begins is a damn good movie, and all I can say is if you have not seen it by now, what are you waiting for? 4 out of 5 stars. In closing, I have a question for you guys. Assuming that Begins became your favorite Batman movie after its release, before its release, what was your favorite Batman movie? If, however, it didn't become your favorite after its release, what remained to be your favorite Batman movie after its release? I am genuinely interested in knowing, so please take a sec and answer, and I will see you in a week for The Dark Knight. Adios.